Hello, 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 and welcome to the channel. In this episode, we are going to talk about Janelle Brown, season 17, Sister Wives. Have you been watching? Is Janelle stuck? Okay, look, at this point, at the time of this recording, we're on episode 11. We're on episode 11, but before we jump into episode 11, let's back up to episode 10. Janelle. Janelle, we've been so focused this season on what's going on with Christine and Cody and Mary and Robin, how they have responded to the news of Christine leaving. But we need to check in with Janelle. We need to check in on Janelle, okay? I like Janelle. Janelle is this woman who is, she is the let's get things done type, and I appreciate her. And we saw that this has been reflected in this season, specifically these last two episodes. We see Janelle, actually, a few episodes at this point, but we see Janelle taking charge over her life, over her situation. And Cody doesn't like that very much. He's like, look, we need to talk about things. We need to make decisions as a married couple. And Janelle doesn't do that. She doesn't wait for me. I'm paraphrasing here. She doesn't wait for me. She just goes out and she makes these decisions and she just does it. Okay, so I get it. If you're in a relationship, there should be some communication. But Janelle is like, look, buddy, you're not here all the time. You're here maybe once, twice a week. And I need to make sure things are taken care of. She doesn't have, so she had to move out of her house. She was living in a rental. The rental was being sold, I think the rental was being sold. She needed to move out. And she's like, what am I going to do? And so she decided to buy an RV, which, okay, I'm like, oh my gosh, Janelle, this is gonna be so much fun. And all her sister wives include and Cody, they're like, oh my gosh, I could never. Well, this is just interesting, but this is what Janelle wants to do. She's all I don't know where this accent is coming from. Sorry. I got them in Jersey there. They're definitely not. But she's she's the type, according to, I think Christine said that she's always wanted to do this, talking about Janelle. Christine talking about Janelle said Janelle has always wanted to do this, and then they show these clips of Janelle talking about how cool it would be to live in an RV. So it wasn't out of the ordinary for her to move into an RV. She said this, it's documented literally on their show throughout the seasons. So it's not some destitute situation. For me, it was more of an empowered situation. She's saying, you know what? I have to move out of my rental and I need somewhere to go. Right now, the options to rent, it wasn't aligning with where she was, and she wanted to use the money instead of buying a property. She wanted to use that money to put into the property that they bought, which they have not built on. It's been 3 years at this point. They had not built on this property. So she's saying, well, I'm going to take the money and I'm going to build on the property on Coyote Pass. Now, we have been hearing about this property, right? This is the whole reason why the sirens. This is what happens when you live in the city. But this is the reason why they moved to Flagstaff. They found this beautiful piece of land and they wanted to build on this land. Now, they haven't done, as I said before, they haven't done anything with the land. So Janelle says, I'm going to buy an RV. I'm going to live on this land. And while I'm living on this land, we're going to start getting things done on my house, which I think makes sense. To me, that feels reasonable. Cody says, wait. You want to build on this land, kid? I'm paraphrasing. You want to build on this land? We can't do a whole lot because this land is not paid off. This land ain't paid. So what you mean we are building on this land? We can't build on this land because it's not paid off. And then because she's living in an RV, it's off grid. So of course there are going to be things that have to be done and things they're not used to. That's to be expected. But Cody is just like, are you kidding me? He made it clear he does not want to live in this RV. He does not. And on I believe it was episode 11, the most recent episode at the time of this recording, He says like this is one of the reasons why their relationship is strained at this point because of their living situation. Well, because of Janelle's living situation. Cody, he still gets to live in his beautiful home with Robin up on the hill, and Janelle is living in the RV. Let's take a look at a clip, or let's listen to a clip, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it.
Okay.
Look, Cody has never really been engaged in my housing since we moved here. He was mad when I went from my first rental to my second rental, even though the second rental was much bigger. He was mad because it wasn't as nice. But you know what? He has a house that he lives in up on the hill with Robin, and it's really nice. And I have nothing. So
Mm. And she has nothing. So, what's really going on, Cody? According to Janelle, you haven't really been interested in her living situation. You had an issue with where she lived from the time she moved to Flagstaff. Is there something going on within the relationship and you're just using that as an excuse? Or is it that you really don't like these dwellings that she chose, and now it's even worse because it's an RV. Now where she's living, an RV on their land.
I'm trying hard to build myself something here.
The original plan from the very beginning was that we would build on Coyote Pass, but we ran into some real problems when we moved here. So we bought a house for Christine, and then eventually we had to buy a house for Robin. I know this is bothering Janelle.
Of course it would be bothering Janelle. Of course. Because everybody else got their homes. They got their houses. And what does Janelle get? Janelle didn't get that. And Janelle, let's be clear, according to Janelle, from how I understand it, she put money in the pot to help with the other women getting their homes, to help Robin and Christine get their homes. Now, when is it her turn? So she's saying, well, if I can't buy a house right now, or if it's going to be a strain if I buy a house and build on the property, I would choose building on the land, which to me makes sense because again, they had this land for 3 years. They've had this land for 3 years. Why would she want to continue to just wait and wait and wait and let time go? She wants to build the home and enjoy this land. They chose this land for a reason.
But I've been invested in this from the very beginning. And the problem is we do discuss it. I get involved in her house, but she doesn't like me being involved because I disagree with her. So instead of coming to a meeting of the minds, she just does whatever she wants.
Look, I know you're like, we should have just bought, but I felt like this was the
Well,
right
no,
thing to
no,
do.
it's not even just buying; it's just renting.
Cody, if I were to rent in town, it would just be out of sight, out of mind again. I mean,
Because that's what's been going on. It's been out of sight, out of mind. To some extent. To some extent. Okay, let's back up because I don't want it to be like I'm just bashing Cody or throwing Cody under the bus. Even though I'm just so disappointed in Cody this season. I am. I'm so disappointed in him and he just his reaction toward Christine, and he just doesn't seem really interested in Janelle. And I don't like that. I think that is terrible because they are in a partnership. And while yes, he has some issues going on, right? He's getting a divorce. You still have to maintain the other relationships you have. You chose my guy to have 4 wives, okay? You chose that. Or you said that was part of the plan, right? That was destiny. If you hear a sound, my bad. Getting used to having this cord over here, but so sorry. um, but yeah, you chose to have 4 wives, Cody.
so that was part of the whole reason I wanted to move out here was to keep me moving along.
I have gotten myself in a very stupid position.
This is what I want us to pay attention to. This is what I want us to pay attention to. Listen to what Christy, sorry. Listen to what Janelle says. Is Janelle stuck? I want us to pay attention to this.
As far as an independent woman. If I were to leave or want to leave right now, I would have no estate. I have nothing to leave to my kids. My hands are completely tied because everything I have asset wise has everybody else's name on it too.
Even if she wanted to go, her hands are tied. She doesn't really have assets. She doesn't have any assets where she could make a clean break. And so it's really unfortunate that she's in this situation. And it's also unfortunate how Cody he's treating her. I mentioned this in a previous video regarding how Mary and Robin responded to Christine news about the divorce. And now I'm going to repeat this again regarding Cody and Janelle living in the RV. Where is the compassion, people? Where is the compassion? I just feel like Cody is, again, I understand he's going through his issue, but it's like, dag, can you be there for this particular wife? Can you be there for her? This is a transition for her. Look, I'm always talking about transitions, but it's true. We are always going through transitions. And this is a transition for her. She's living out here on this piece of property, just her and one of her daughters, and she's trying to figure things out. And it's like Cody always has this snarky attitude. And he made it clear. He's like, I don't want to be there. But according to Janelle, you ain't want to be there when she was living up in what is it? Sticks and bricks houses. You had an issue then too. So what is really going on? Here's my theory. I think, well, one, I think they probably have had some issues because no relationship is perfect. I think it really bothers Cody that Janelle is so supportive of Christine while Christine is, well, technically she left. So since this divorce, I think it bothers Cody, and this is just my opinion, but I think it bothers Cody that Janelle is, compassionate toward Christine, friendly, kind, supportive, helpful. And Cody is like, well, what about me? And I think he actually said this in the recent episode, in episode 11. Well, what about me? Or one of the episodes. You're being all, I'm paraphrasing, kind to Christine, but what about me? And maybe Cody feels like Janelle has aligned herself with Christine. Maybe Cody feels that Janelle is also gonna leave. But it's like, Cody, are you interested in Janelle still? Like, how interested are you in having a marriage with Janelle? But I really think a lot of his animosity, well, one is that he really doesn't want to live in an RV. He said that. But also, it's that Janelle is so supportive and kind toward Christine since Christine made the decision to leave Cody. And I really don't think Cody knows what to do with that. And it seems like this season he doesn't really have um, a good grasp on his emotions. And again, to Cody's point, or in defense of Cody, he's going through a hard time. He's going through a hard time. And so we can give him a little bit of grace, just a little bit. But I would like to see more accountability on his part. I would like to see more compassion from him. I would like to see more kindness from him. And I would like to see him really just love all of his wives. Like, just love on them, love on Janelle. Support her through this decision, even though you don't like it. It's not like she did something that's going to hurt you, hurt your child, hurt her, none of that. She's literally trying to build on the land that you all have been talking about for years. For years. So apparently, because of Janelle's living situation, because of her decision to buy the RV and live out on the property, their relationship is strained. And I wonder what it will take for him to, be a little bit more compassionate toward Janelle. But knowing Cody, he's probably going to say, well, Janelle, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. And it's like, okay, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do, sir? What's happening over here? I also think that, so, okay, Janelle is so independent, but is she, like, to me, okay, because I think that bothers him too. That Janelle, and I said this before earlier in the episode, Janelle will make a decision. And I think Cody wants everything to be decided on between both of them. And to some extent, I understand. But Cody, if you're not there all the time, if you're not around all the time, then what? And I didn't see not near sister wife offer their home to Janelle, excuse me. I also didn't see Cody offer any of his homes that he shares with the other wives to Janelle. Now, um, Christine did ask Janelle if she wanted to rent her home since Christine was leaving. She's leaving Flagstaff to go back to Utah. She did ask, And Janelle is like, already bought an RV, already in the works. But I didn't see Mary offer her home. Did you? I didn't see Robin offer her home. And I didn't see Cody offer either of those spaces since he lives in, well, more so Robin, because Mary, we know he ain't really kicking it with Mary like that. But Mary's still hanging on with Robin. Hang on with me. But Mary's still hanging on. But Cody's not really checking for her, and he doesn't really go over there. So how can you how can you blame Janelle for making this decision? She needed to make sure she and her daughter, one of her daughters, had some place to live. And she wants to create this comfortable space. It's hard. She's living off grid. And listen, again, I think this is cool because I'm all about van life and RV life. I haven't done it, but it's something that I definitely would try, even if it wasn't like a permanent decision, but just try. So I'm all for it. They're all like, she's out of her mind. I don't think so. I think it's a cool adventure, and she's doing it with a purpose. So, Cody, if you don't like it, what's the alternative? Cody keeps telling her she needs to rent, she needs to either buy, or at this point, he's telling her to rent. And I believe we see a preview for a future episode where they're having this conversation, which we'll get into when the episode airs. But it'll be um it'll be interesting because it still comes across as, well, what about Janelle? What about Janelle? So I'm wondering, do you think she wants to go? I know there were some rumors out there, right, about a live that one of the kids did, and somebody has said some stuff, but I don't know if it's true. So I don't want to report on it just yet until we get some more facts. I don't know if it's true. But do you think Janelle is stuck? I don't know. I don't know if Janelle is stuck. I hope Janelle, well, see, Janelle is a smart woman. So even if the situation right now isn't what she wants it to be, I know Janelle will have a plan if she did want to leave Cody. If she decided enough was enough and she wanted more out of the relationship, I know Janelle could come up with a plan and she would make it happen. But so far, what we've seen is that Janelle said she's fine with the relationship the way it is. She loves her freedom, she loves her independence. But Cody is like, nah, 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 nah. You got too much independence. You're doing too much on your own. Come over here and ask me some questions, fill me in, and hear out my advice. And Janelle is like, why? Why? If I have to, I think she said this in the episode, if I had to wait for him to make a decision, like, I'd just be waiting. I'd be waiting. So she knows what she's doing. Okay, Janelle knows what she's doing, but I am curious to hear if you think she's stuck or not. I think, as I said before, if Janelle wanted to divorce Cody, she would come up with a plan and she would make it happen. And she's just getting her ducks in a row right now. She's going to get this house built. She's going to get an asset. Like, she's going to get her stuff back together again. And she'll bust a move if she wants to. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out with Cody and Janelle, though. So again, let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, if you like content like this, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'm so excited to be here and to continue to talk about some of our favorite shows and documentaries and all that jazz. So I'm Shakia. Come on back next time. And I will see you real soon. Bye for now.